All right, guys, welcome back to the Crypto Boys. Joe P here and Colin C, of course, and we have a special, awesome video that you guys are going to love today. Of course, we're rolling live every Monday, every Thursday, and every Saturday around this time. We have a couple guests that we're going to have on in a couple minutes. Crypto Dreams and Liquid, both dudes that have been around the space for a very, very long time.
Super long.
They're basically dinosaurs, so to speak. Back in the old days, they've been around. So they have an awesome perspective on the crypto market in general. Yeah, we're gonna have them on here in a couple minutes. They're kind of hopping in as we go right now. But why don't we talk about CoinMarketCap? We'll talk about where we're at right now, and then we'll just roll with it.
Yeah, we don't have very much for articles, guys, as kind of Joe was kind of getting at there, because we want to give Crypto Dreams, Chris, and we want to give Liquid as much time as possible. Again, these guys have been in the market for Liquid's coming up on 10 years, if not over 10 years now. I don't know.
It's a long time.
We'll ask them. So they also have a couple low cap gems that you may want to stay for. So we're going to go through everything with them, kind of toggle back and forth, and it should be a great live. And as soon as they're done talking, we're done talking, we'll get off.
That's right. Oh, look at that. What a surprise. The market cap is exactly the same as it's been.
It has not changed. I mean, it's like to the dollar, dude.
Almost to the
dollar.
That's pretty insane, actually.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah,
honestly.
Bitcoin, 17K. I mean, ETH at 1,200. There's nothing new here. There's nothing exciting. And this is basically word for word of what we said on Thursday and on Monday. I mean, there's not even a point in wasting our time. Doge still not at zero, surprisingly somehow. Cardano, 31 cents, of course. And you know the rest.
Did you see I made a short on it this morning, though, about that Ethereum, that they might get their unlocked Ethereum or their locked Ethereum back in March?
Yeah, March.
What do you think's going to happen with that?
Dude, if I've been in Ethereum that long and I've had it staked that long, I mean, people have been in it for a long time.
Yeah, over 2 years.
I'm taking half of it and I'm dumping it.
Honestly, with where it's at right now and how long I've been waiting, and you've already gotten what you wanted to get out of it, that was the whole point.
Right.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I think
I'm curious to ask Crypto Dreams and Liquid their answer, but I'm with you 100%. I really am.
For sure. I would definitely dump some of it, keep the rest of it, and just here we go. Let's roll and see where we're at.
We got anybody in the comments? Remember, guys, we do keep this open and interactive. So as we're kind of going back and forth with Crypto Dreams, who was Chris, and if we go back and forth with Liquid, just drop your comments below. Let us know if you got any questions for them, because they sure would like to answer them, and we'll pass them along.
Only people in the comment right now, Will.
Oh, Will,
what's up, my man? How we doing?
Will, he's been in crypto. Will, how long you been in crypto for?
It's been a minute.
It's had to be a long time.
That's right. People are popping on right now. Oh man, that's a tongue twister of a name there. Badraka.
That's a name and
saying
a half.
Good morning. How we doing, brother? All right, should we pull these guys on here?
We should do it and pull these guys on.
All right, well, we got Crypto Dreams here. Chris is popping on here, so why don't you just kind of introduce yourself a little bit? I mean, you got a couple thousand subs or so on your channel, so all of your information is going to be linked in the description below. If you guys love these guys, if you hate these guys, whatever, go to their channel, subscribe, check out their videos. They're going to be rocking. All right, we're going to pop our headphones on real quick, get this man on.
Is Liquid's not with him yet, right?
Not yet. See, this is
there he is.
Oh, there he is. All
Liquid is here.
The man's here. All right, cool. We got put our
1 second, guys. Let us get configured here real fast.
So you're gonna have to get closer to me.
Can you guys hear us?
I can hear you.
Right. Perfect.
Cool.
All right. Hopefully everybody in chat can hear us as well. We'll make sure we take the comments. Liquid, are you there, my man?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure. We got you. So Liquid is with the blacked out screen. Chris, Crypto Dreams, you can see his face, so you know who he is. And the Crypto Boys are kind of in the middle, kind of not in the middle. So we gotta share a tripod head, but we'll let Joe's face come up.
Is what it is. Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So Joe's gonna man the comments. I'm gonna start asking some questions to Liquid and Crypto Dreams here. First off, fellas, thank you guys so much for coming on the channel. We love having new people. Liquid's been on it before and absolutely killed it last time. Holy crap, that dude got a lot of comments. So what do you guys? When did you guys get into crypto? How did you get into crypto, and why?
So first off, am I in the corner of the chat?
You're
Yes.
in this side of the chat.
Yes.
Oh man, nobody puts Liquid in a corner. I had to get that in there. So it's been about 10 years.
10 years, dude.
It's a long time, dude. Holy cow.
Oh my gosh. And is it
Yeah,
true
20
that you actually
2012.
paid for your Audi R8 with crypto money. Is that true?
Yeah, definitely, man. The first one
That's
of my first
unreal.
investments
That's
was
awesome.
solar coin, and I made a nice hit on that. And I used that to buy that.
I am jealous.
Definitely true.
That's pretty cool. Crypto Dreams. How about you, buddy? Chris, how long you been in the space?
Well, it's been kind of interesting for me. I heard about crypto back in 2012 when I was in the military, and like most people, it's interesting, but really didn't take it too seriously. And then I don't know, just one day in 2016 in August, it just like hit me. Like I can't describe it. It was just this feeling. I stopped everything I was doing that day, and I remember that Bitcoin thing. I got to go check it out. And it was right before like the big boom in that time frame. I think it ended in roughly 2018. So it was like in the beginning. I remember Bitcoin was something like around $300, and then it jumped up to 900 in a short period of time. And
Jeez.
I don't know. Ever since then, I've just been hooked every single day, learning something new, checking on prices. Also around that time, I had like a vegan channel. It was kind of like, YouTube for me is like fun. And so I was, in veganism and, weightlifting and that type of thing. And then I don't know, I just switched over, called myself Crypto Dreams. And ever since, I haven't looked back. So that's kind of the rough beginnings there.
So I'm going to ask the question everybody in the chat wants to know. Do you eat meat now?
I do eat meat.
No, he's
I have
back.
a funny,
Let's go.
I have a funny little story. So I was in southern Peru, hiking in the Coca Canyon, and I don't know. I was there for about 3 days or something like that. I blew out my muscles and everything, and I had to get a donkey to take me out. And I had a choice. It was like, well, I need to repair my muscles. I can't do it, traditionally like how
Eating
I
lettuce.
normally would try to. So I had to eat chicken, and ever since then, that was about I think maybe 2015 ish. I started 2016, kind of like the end of the vegan stuff. So yeah,
I got
don't
you.
know.
Get your
I got
face
you.
in there.
No, that makes total sense. So, kind of moving along, guys. You guys have obviously been in it for so long. It's incredible. What is the biggest mistake to this point you guys have both made?
You want to go first,
You
Liquid, or you want me to go?
Yeah, I'll go first. Biggest mistake is not holding my early bags in the original, the $3 Bitcoin back in the day, not holding that and wanting to be a trader.
$3?
And
That's insane.
yeah,
Holy shit.
and then trying to trade and stuff and not just holding on to everything. Litecoin was 5 cents, and all day long 5 cents, and not just holding on to everything.
I would have to say the same. Just trading, thinking, I don't know, going for the short cash. I remember ETH was like $8 right before SegWit for Litecoin was $4. Bitcoin was pretty cheap, and just not trusting in myself in my research and letting the facts tell me where I need to go. So, and there wasn't a lot of information back in 2016. There was a few people out there, but the only way to really learn crypto was through YouTube. Honestly, there was like nobody in existence. So, but I would say trading. For example, I traded 30 Ethereum for a 1 ounce gold coin. I think that was back in maybe early part of 2017. Wow. So, so just not holding on to my bags and not trusting in myself.
How much do you think that
it's
gold
not an
coin-
overnight process. Basically, I think it took me 5 or 6 years before I made my first amount of money, just holding on to stuff. And imagine if I would have kept the original stuff I had.
Hey, so we're running through the chats as we kind of go, guys. We're going to just read through some of the questions that people are dropping. I don't know if you're in the live chat as well, but Bronco's ask them how they purchased their crypto back then. So like what exchanges did you use, or like behind what dumpsters did you go into back alleys and purchase it?
Who did you have to make out with to
Yeah,
get
right.
yourself some Bitcoin?
I can jump in there first, I guess, Liquid. Well, when I first found out about Bitcoin, back then it was really shady process. So that's why I really didn't take it too seriously. And in 2016, it was Coinbase actually. And I thought Coinbase was a scam. I thought I was going to lose all my money when I linked my checking account up to it, and I just thought I was a complete idiot for even just going out on a limb. And then after everything was cool and whatever, and I started gaining my confidence that it's not a complete scam. That's when I'm like, wow, this might be something. So yeah, that was Coinbase for me.
That's actually, I would not have expected that.
No, I
really
wouldn't either.
Is Liquid with us?
I'm back. I tried to look at the chat. And I think it cut me off. So what was the question?
The question was, so back in the day when you first got into crypto, what exchange did you actually use? Because we were talking about how you back then had to go make out with some dude behind a dumpster and he gives you a Bitcoin or whatever. So how did you buy your crypto back then?
What was the one? I think they got in a lot of trouble with it was BTCC, something like that. That was back in the day. I forget the name of it, but that was my first one.
Okay, so
when you don't remember how you bought your first Bitcoin, that means you've been in it too goddamn long. You've been in it way too long.
That's awesome.
Because Liquid, you also journal a lot of yours, right? You make the paper trades and all that stuff, don't you?
Oh yeah, cold storage paper wallet. So back in the day, yeah, you basically go on a website, you print out a piece of paper with your keys on there, and your private key is usually hidden. And then you would just stash it away and never touch it again. I still say to this day that's the most secure way to store crypto, as long as your computer's offline when you're doing it.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. It's definitely secure, that's for sure. But don't lose your stuff. Have your own self custody. That's why we're in this space. We agree with you guys. You got to have it stored somewhere though. All right. You got to. And
I'll get the main way I usually bought crypto back in the day. I had to actually mine it and then flip stuff to get other coins because really you couldn't even mess with the exchanges.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do you want to Liquid? Do you want to tell them about Litecoin and how much you were mining back then and what you did with it?
Oh yeah, sure. So I turned my rigs on in 2012. And I was getting about 15 Litecoins a day. And at the time, you're 3, 4, 5 cents a piece. It's not worth anything. And by the time I had to turn my miners off, about 6 months later, I was getting 0.10 Litecoin a week. And it was just, it was costing more electricity than it was worth.
Wow. So you went from getting 5 to 6 a day to 0.01
15
a week?
A day.
15 a day?
15 a day.
Oh, God. That is unbelievable.
Yeah, the difficulty got crazy. It was insane. And, as the price started moving up, the difficulty got insane.
So did you buy your Audi R8 with the Litecoin?
No, I actually, one of my first cryptos in 2013 was SolarCoin. And I want to say I paid 0.003 of a penny, and it topped out almost at $2.60. So I used a lot of money from that to actually buy that car.
That's phenomenal. That is exactly what everybody on this chat and the crypto boys are hoping to one day.
We aspire to be that.
And
exactly.
Thank you. And that was about a 4-year process. It didn't happen overnight. I bought the coins, and about 4 years later, it finally took off.
So for that one, for example, that's one thing that you did hold on to. Luckily, thank God you did. If you had sold it at a penny, you'd have been like, oh yeah, cool, I made a little bit of profit. But that's one of the things of take profits, but also be smart about it and trust whatever you're investing in too.
Exactly. And the main thing that I did good on that coin was I actually bought enough where I had enough where I could sell enough, and I wasn't really sweating it because I still had some left over. Them other deals, if you don't have enough of say you buy 100 Bitcoins, if you sell them, you're out. But if you bought 10,000, you could sell a little bit at a time and always have a core position.
Yeah. Is it Bitcoin multiple or Bitcoins? Like a bunch of deer.
We've went through this argument a lot.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. That's good question.
I thought so too.
Anything in the chat that we need to ask him?
Yeah. So Justin is asking, and this kind of goes to our last question. We're going to kind of save for the end is, what coins do you guys see having a bright future? So we'll save the low cap gems that these guys got on the radar till maybe a couple more minutes into the chat.
Yeah, when we're at the end. Yeah, so don't say that. But what do you guys have on your radar right now that you guys are investing into? What are some stable ones that you guys just like in general?
You want to go, Crypto Dream?
Go ahead, Liquid.
No, I said you want to go. You're good.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I'm looking at metaverse tokens. I just think that's where, without giving away specific tokens I'm looking at, I think that's where your 100Xs are going to be. Plus, maybe even more. Um, if any of this stuff goes to all-time highs, which everybody has to ask themselves this question: do you think Bitcoin will go to all-time highs between now and 2030? If you believe that that's the case, well, could it also be true with the metaverse, which only has been going up in the last bull market because of the hype, because nothing's really built out, right? So I'm looking at metaverse, not just the metaverse, but I'm looking at other tokens, but I'm looking for the big gains, and I think that's probably where you might find it. What do you think, Liquid?
I'm just the only one I can think of is that everybody probably knows about is Tezos, and I've been holding that since ICO of 2017. It's very disappointing though. It's basically right now it's double the price of ICO, but it did hit $9 on the last bull run. I just been holding on to that long term. I've never sold any besides my staking interest.
Yeah, Tezos was a big one that BitBoy Crypto was talking about for a long time, of staking Tezos, stake it. That's what you want to do long term. He was saying metaverse stuff too. So, I mean, big actors in the space definitely agree with you guys. We're not huge metaverse people. Like, I have a little bit, but yeah, we could definitely see that going up, no doubt. I mean, it's bound to happen at some point.
You definitely, in my opinion, you definitely need to have some sort of you got to have some stake in the metaverse going. You have to have something, even though we both don't really, we're not huge metaverse people. We're just not. But I think no matter what, if you don't at least put some sort of capital into it, I think you're going to eventually regret that decision.
Yeah, it's so early, it's so new. Why would you not? Just a quick little thing. A lot of people in the chat love both you guys. So if you don't subscribe to either of these guys so far, go down to the description below, click on the little link, click on the little subscribe, like their videos, like our video here. That's why we're here, guys, is to help you guys out. Someone's talking about VeChain. You guys like VeChain?
I got into VeChain back in the day. I like it. I like what they're doing. There's a need for it. The number one black market in the whole entire world is counterfeit goods. It's not even drugs and stuff like that. It's counterfeit goods. So, as we become more worldly and more interconnected, and let's say, for example, the third world, gets more wealthy, it's going to just be a bigger need. It's a big need now. So, for what they're doing, I think it's probably going to really take off. I know they got a few partnerships. I haven't looked at it recently, but I know they had some pretty big partnerships. I think even Walmart, China was one of them. There was a few other ones that were big names.
UFC.
And again, if you feel that crypto is going to come back at some point in the future, and possibly test all new highs, or just the previous highs, why can't VeChain go back up to 20 cents? I think it was roughly around 20 cents ish. So now you're picking it up, possibly. What a little under 2 cents, I think it was, or something. And to Liquid's point, with what really did him very well with Solar Token, I don't know if he said this, he had several hundred thousands of them. So when you're picking up something that is a penny, 2 pennies, and you think it's going to go up 20x, 10x, 50x, you want to have some type of a bag, potentially, even after it blows up. I mean, you want enough that you can sell so you can be financially successful, but then also, have some for what if it goes to dollars, not just 10, 20, 30 cents. What if it goes to $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, So
Liquid, you got anything to add to that?
Yeah. So I was going to get back to what you guys were talking about, the coins. You want to have a coin that has the cash to keep going in this kind of bear market. So you want to have like a team behind it. Like, for example, I'll bring back Tezos again, because they have, before this bear market, they had about $1 billion war chest, consisting of cash and Bitcoin. And I think they still had their Ethereum at the time. And now I think the war chest is worth about $200 million. And the good thing is about 100 million of that is actually in cash that they have invested in liquid assets. So you want companies that are going to be able to weather the storm and keep the lights on during these bad times.
And also, if I could throw something out there as well to piggyback off of Liquid, if my memory serves me correctly, with Tezos, I think they have like 24,000 Bitcoin. I could be wrong. That could maybe went down or up. But it was something like, just rough math in my head, like 20-30% of the token value could come from Bitcoin. So when Tezos was $9, I mean, Bitcoin was at all time highs. So now, it's also like a kind of like a quasi Bitcoin play, like some exposure, but also with Tezos, it's, getting into the metaverse. I think Liquid could probably talk a little bit more to that if he, if you want to share some of your land deals and stuff, but yeah, they're in the metaverse. I think they're also getting involved with the central bank digital currency over in Europe. For the euro, I know they did some testing, like legitimate testing. So they're pretty high profile, and they got the war chest. And again, I mean, for a financial play, it's up to everybody to make their own, financial choices. But, if everything goes up, could that go back up to $9? Maybe it goes higher after everything gets built out. That's for your research, for you to do that research and to make that conclusion.
I was going to add the only problem with them is they're really really book smart. The team behind it, they just don't have the personalities to be like Cardano has, where you got a guy on there talking every minute. Like I got on a Tezo a space the other day, and there was 2 people on it, and it was like the main guy for Tezos, and I'm like, you only got 2 people, so that's the only thing we're missing with that. We have no excitement.
Yeah, they have no.
They got the money, but nobody.
Oh, but go ahead, Liquid.
No, I said they got the money, but they don't have the personalities. That's the only
They
problem.
don't have the personalities. They don't have the business sense, and they don't have the marketing. Not that they don't
Yep.
have the money. They're just they're not. They're not business wise. They're tech.
Those
guys,
are kind of 3 very important things for a coin
Especially
to succeed.
in the crypto space, yeah.
Those are the biggest things.
One thing that I love that you guys are saying, and this is really goes along with everything that we really bring to our subscribers on a daily basis, and that actually our subscribers bring to us too, is that you guys keep saying, well, when it goes back up, if it makes it through, if you've picked something with money behind it, if you've picked something with substance behind it, guess what? You're going to be just fine. And these are 2 people who have been in the space, Liquid 10 years, and you've got Chris who's been in the space for what, 7 years now, 8 years, whatever it is. I mean, it's crazy to think, but if you can get the right project in however many years it is, you're going to be sitting pretty.
You're going to be sitting pretty. Okay, so moving on a little bit, I agree 100%. Justin Clark, he had a good question, I guess, that it doesn't really get talked about often, but are there any coins or projects that you simply do not like, that you're like, ain't for me, not touching it with a 10-foot pole, no thank you?
I'll go first. I'm not a big I'm not a big Cardano guy. It might be because I used to own it when it was a penny, and I probably got out a little too early, so I'm a little biased, but I think it's all a bunch of hype, in my opinion.
A lot of people do say that. We disagree with you, but that's okay. That's why we're on here. Colin rolled the wave of putting in a lot of money, seeing it go up to a lot of money, not selling any of it, and still going back down to 0.
Sure did. Actually, I kind of got out of it at the right moment, but
you did.
Yeah,
Voyager.
That's the most money I've ever had, not in my hands in my life, that I had in my hands. You know what I'm saying? So my wife about divorced me on that one.
Yep. That's awesome. Crypto Dreams, you got anything?
Yeah, I mean, it's you got to put a little bit of thought into it. Some of these tokens have already did 250,000x. So for example, okay, let's say you jump into ETH, right? All right, let's say it goes to 20,000. Okay, that's a nice little return. But how about all the other good quality stuff that you're not looking at that could be, in those 20,000 plus tokens that can get you, the crazy returns.
So you don't sound like a big Bitcoin ETH guy to me, because you want like the big fat juicy gains, not like I don't want to lose money, to inflation, so I'll just buy Bitcoin. Does that sound correct, or?
It's somewhat accurate. However,
that's more my style. I haven't bought Bitcoin since 2012.
Wow.
Well, you bought 87,000 of them then.
You got 4 million of them. Who needs them?
I'm all altcoins. That's my thing with me right now.
It just depends on what your strategy is, what you're trying to accomplish. I believe Bitcoin is something that things will be priced in Bitcoin, and you'll be able to spend your Bitcoin. For example, in El Salvador, I was able to buy like practically anything I wanted with just Bitcoin. Eventually, like I look at that as is more of like a top tier, like you would a gold or silver or the United States dollar. I look at that in that way. So my strategy for Bitcoin it's going to be limited. It's going to be like I just want a certain amount of Bitcoin. I'm going to keep that for 15, 20 years or whatever, and until I can just spend it like cash. So I'm not going to dump my whole. This is not financial advice. This is just what I do. I'm not going to dump my whole life savings into that and become a Bitcoin maxi and this, that, and the other thing, because it's already went up, tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of percentage points. Now on the adoption curve, I mean, it's starting to catch on, to really, really catch on. Probably by, 2027, it's going to just be, to the moon. However, you have these other tokens. You have these V chains out here. You have like Matic. I found Matic at a penny, flipped it to Liquid and a few other people at a penny. And even though, we made some cash off of that, it still hasn't seen its full potential. And, and it's like, these other tokens you can get, they're more volatile. Yes. But, if you really want to, in financial, like, I guess just your bank account means, if you want to buy an R8 or something, you got to look for these other more volatile tokens, these tokens that these projects that haven't really been just developed yet. So, some have already been developed and they're just going to coast. Others are going to, get you to the beyond the moon. So just depends on what you want to do and how your financial, how you want to be set up, and preserve your wealth and whatnot. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, if you look at a lot of these Bitcoin maxis, they talk about Bitcoin, they praise it so much, but but they won't tell you that they sold a ton and they're sitting on, say 50 million in cash. If they believed in Bitcoin so much, they'd be it all in Bitcoin, but they're not going to tell you that they're sitting on a ton of cash also.
That's a good point.
And how do they get their cash? How do they get their cash? Well, if you're early in Bitcoin, you're going to buy Bitcoin early. You're going to buy a bunch of it. And then what do? You got to, like, how are you going to invest in exchanges like Max Kaiser, for example, or Simon Dixon? How are you going to invest in all these projects? You got to dump and create your profit. You got to realize your profit. And then you have to
have capital to do that.
Exactly. So as not all Bitcoin maxis, but as you're hearing people telling you things, just ask yourself this, like, okay, these Bitcoin maxis, for example, I don't mean to pick on them, but did they ever sell their Bitcoin? Because they're always telling you to buy and hold it for dear life, but that's not what they're doing though. So it's I don't know, it's kind of disingenuous in some ways. They're not very transparent, but that is the truth. They make a lot of money, they realize profit, and just because you sell your bags doesn't mean you don't believe in the project. Being smart and taking profit when you're supposed to and buying back in when things crash. Like I said, non-financial advice, but have a plan, because they have a plan, but they're not going to tell you, because they have, a lot invested in making you keep on buying Bitcoin because it makes them richer, for example. So
how about this, Joe? Let me kick this question down to you. Who or what project would you never buy?
I would never buy Dogecoin. I don't care if it's the use case of Twitter. I hate meme coins. I hate the hype of them. Doesn't mean that the people that are buying Dogecoin and baby Doge, Escalon, blah, 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 aren't going to make billions of dollars, like a ton of freaking crazy money. But it ain't me. Like I'm too much about like strategic planning of like, I think this has good use case. They'll be used for this, this, and this down the road. I think that this will go up because it will be used by a lot of people. Bitcoin adoption, like things like that. That's where I put my idea of how to spend money and invest money. I don't put it into the slots. I just don't, and I feel like that's your Dogecoin type of deal. That's me, 100%.
Well, mine is Solana. So if you don't know why, then just Google Solana. But that's all I need to say.
We've been talking about that a long time. Well, okay, my other question to you guys then, what about like XRP? SEC lawsuit going on for the last 87 years. If that ever ends, like, is it going to be positive? Is it going to be negative for the space? Do you guys own any XRP? You probably got it at like, 100 thousandths of a penny.
They probably made XRP. That'd be my guess.
XR. You go Crypto Dreams.
I'm sitting on a nice little bag of XRP. I bought it. Yeah, I bought it cheap. Um, I'm not really concerned with what's happening. Um, they're prepared to take XRP public um, if it's non-favorable. If they get clarity, then that's obviously off to the races. They most of their business is offshore, not in the continental United States or any of its territories. They are continuously reaching, getting partnerships. It's going to be a juggernaut one way or another. It's not going to go away. They have a big war chest. They have a lot going for it. I know, there's hype around it, and you got these different tribes, that for or against. But honestly, just looking at it as an investment for me personally, it's good one way, it's good the other. If it's a security, right? Okay, well then the price drops. I'll just buy more, and then they'll adapt and overcome. If not, okay, well then what I have is just going to go to the moon. I think it's a pretty decent token for what they're trying to accomplish. So that'll just be my opinion.
Yeah, good,
I like
good,
it.
good point. Definitely like it there. 88. Have to call you. He had to call you out, of course, saying that Ripple will go public because that's the company, not XRP.
XRP is the token. I know.
What?
Yeah.
What a dick.
Thanks,
funny.
88.
Liquid, what you got?
What do
buddy?
you got, buddy?
I did have a nice amount of XRP years and years ago when it was like sub penny. Like I said, I screwed up on a couple of deals and I sold it for stupid money, not good money, basically early on. And I always have one of these deals. Like my dad has a good saying: if I didn't go to the wedding, I'm not going to go to the funeral. So, in my opinion, I'm not messing with it now. It's just too late for me.
That's funny.
Oh, that's a good
that
good
can be
motto
applied in
to
a
live by.
lot of situations.
For sure. That's a good point.
But also, Liquid, again, to your point, I mean, you were buying it at such a low price. Like, why would you pay 40, what was that, 40x? I don't know. Why would you pay 40 cents for something when you were paying a penny for it?
Well,
So that
yeah,
just
that's
goes
like
with your philosophy.
that's like Joe. He brought up Dogecoin. I used to mine Litecoin, and I would get Doge, and it would auto convert back to more Litecoin. I think I was getting a couple 100,000 Doge a day, and it would give me like an extra Litecoin once a day. So it's just like I can't even look at these coins now. It's so ridiculous how cheap I could have had them.
Yeah.
And
it's
also,
insane.
and also, if I can just share a quick story, Liquid and I back in the day, we were talking about just buying $100 worth of Doge or something just for fun. When I had like 6 zeros and some change afterwards, and we were always saying, what if it went to 10 cents or whatever, that'll be a gazillion dollars. But yeah, what's interesting with those meme tokens is it's the hype cycle, the hype train, so to speak. So non-financial advice, but investing in those, it's just a hype. You want to see the momentum build up, and then eventually there's a climax, obviously. But that's how a lot of people invest in those type of tokens, and can get in, get out. So that that might help some of your viewers.
Yeah, a lot of these coins are like buy the rumor, sell the news. So is Ripple, when everything finally gets straightened out, is that the news that everybody sells on? You got to watch out for that kind of stuff.
Could definitely see that
Very
for
good
sure.
point. And hey, if you guys, sorry to interrupt you.
Go
If
ahead.
you guys, I know we've been here for a little bit, but we've got Crypto Dreams and we have Liquid on the channel, two guys who have been in the crypto space a whole lot longer than the Crypto Boys. So we're trying to learn along with you. If you guys would hit the like button for us, it really does push this content out to more people, and a lot of people could use this content. And after you're done with that, go ahead and go subscribe to their channels in the description below.
That's right. Next question that we have was a good one. It's actually kind of two questions that we could talk about. One of them being 88 is talking about, he's wondering if you guys develop or build or do anything on these platforms, or do you just use it as an investment tool or platform?
For me, just purely investment.
Us too. We don't build anything.
Same.
That's quick and easy.
Yeah. I'll just add, I love crypto and stuff like that, but if there wasn't money involved in this, I wouldn't be nothing to do with it. My main goal is to make money.
Yeah, we've heard that from many people in the space. I mean,
most.
you got to be honest. The reason that you guys are watching this video right now is to get a leg up on the guy that doesn't watch these videos so that you can invest in the right project and you can make a crap ton of money, right? I mean, you don't watch it. Well, you might watch it because you like us a little bit, but like the information we're telling you is the important part.
And also what keeps you, though, is that you believe in the space. You believe in decentralization. You believe that these projects can take off. You understand the technology behind it. And then you do realize that retail is going to come in. You're going to sell them all your really expensive stuff, and then you're going to buy it back at a really cheap price. That's what you're going to do.
That's right. Cool. What else?
I have a question for you guys. You guys are big workout guys. So my question is, I pay a guy to work out for me, but nothing ever happens. So I don't know.
That's
Your stomach gets bigger, right? The more you work out.
Yeah, I don't think that's a question.
I
That's
tell
just
you
a
what,
problem.
I would just save your money. Pay us.
Yeah,
Send it to
no
us.
results. I get no results. I don't know.
That's funny.
That's right. Yeah, we do deem ourselves the fittest crypto channel on YouTube,
And that's 100% true.
and it is
That's
for
just
sure.
the way it is.
Yeah, no doubt there.
All right. So what else do I have here? Oh, difference is, I have a question now that we have from a lot of people typically, is you guys both went through it. The difference in a summarized way of the 2017 bear market and the one we're currently in. What are some differences? What are some similarities? What do you guys got for us?
You want me to go first, Liquid?
Yeah, you can
Or
go.
you want to go? Okay.
You're good.
Well, one of the biggest observations that I can make is just the volume of people that were in this last bull market, the amount of wealth that was generated. I'm not sure if I'm still live. I kind of lost you guys.
Yep.
My
No,
visual.
you're good. We got to change the battery. You're all good.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right. Yeah, just there's just more people in this last bull and bust cycle. There's the money that just poured in, and not just crypto, but all the traditional markets and real estate and everything was just insane. We've never seen anything like this before. It was just so magnified. Also, this, like, everything was magnified, even the scams, the money that was floating around, and just the amount of wealth people were obtaining in such a small period of time. That was just really interesting. And also, even what they call the smart money. The smart money ended up being dumb money because they just went nuts, because this was their first, maybe official, bull bust cycle. A lot of the guys, the big name guys, let's say, maybe they personally bought into crypto on their personal side, but now for their corporations, they're jumping in at 30,000, 40,000 Bitcoin, or $30,000 Bitcoin and whatnot. And and when the conditions started changing, nobody could really imagine like the everything would just stop the way it did. Other than that, I would say everything else went the same as it did in the last bear market bull bust cycle. Everything, it was just not as many people, obviously, and the money was different. And some of these projects weren't even built out back then, but still, like, everything else just stayed the same. I mean, the people's psychology was the same. A lot of people got called at the top. I mean, really, nothing really changed with all that stuff, other than just that one observation. I would say would be the number one.
Liquid, what you got?
So like he was just saying, there's so many more people involved now, and the problem with that is also the market is just so saturated with all these different coins. And I noticed the 2017, 2018, when everything went crazy, it only lasted for a couple months, and then it kind of went dead. And then we waited till like 18, 19. I'm sorry, like 21, 22, when everything started coming back and they got killed again. So it's almost like this one is still lasting longer than the last one.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. So do you guys think, we've talked a lot about this on the channel, do you guys think that this top was cut off early? Do you think that it was not as inflated because of all the meme coins that were out there? Do you think that everything, the way this market ran, is exactly how it was going to go? Or do you think outside external factors maybe affected the price of the 69,000 that could have been much higher? We've heard, even Cryptos R Us is like, I can't believe this didn't go to 150,000 with the interest, but it never did. Why do you guys think that? Or do you think, hey, nope, this is right, we've been in it for long, this just made sense?
I'll jump in. So I want to say a lot of it was external forces. You had the inflation, and then you
Hmm.
had that war in Ukraine, and it just had like a perfect storm, basically.
Yeah. True.
Um, Obviously, I would say, without a doubt, the external forces, just the money printing machine, just coming in. But obviously, we have to look back a little further. We had the beginning of the bear market in 2018, and then 19 we had like a mini, bull market, which then crashed back down. 19, and then you had 20, March 2020, the official date for COVID. Everything took a hit. We were extremely oversold in everything. Bitcoin was something like $3,000. I think ETH was something like $100 ish, something like that, for example. So you just had just everything completely deflated, and they meaning the Federal Reserve and politicians knew they had to do something because they're also telling you not to go to work and whatnot. So it was just that knee-jerk reaction. Okay, let's throw 40% of the money we ever created in our history all at once. And that, coupled with other things that are outside of crypto, in real estate and all, you had distortions everywhere, and then before you know it, boom, it just floodgates, man, with the money. And you saw what you saw.
Hmm.
Eventually, things have to come to an end. But like what to Liquid said, to his point was, you had the war with Ukraine, you had inflation starting to kick up, which was going to get the unofficial rate of inflation was something like 15%. I know they're telling us it was 8 or 9 or maybe whatever it is now, but it's actually double that is what Shadow Stats was saying.
Hmm.
Also, other distortions, was pushing lumber up what 200-300% and whatnot.
Yep.
So it was just everything needed to be cooled the hell down. And and I think that's kind of where we're at now. And then eventually, when everything's deflated out, and starting to break, let's say, that's when you're going to see the bottom, and then that's when they're going to have to bring us back up, and that's when you'll have your bull market. So
Absolutely. I think we're definitely at that point now to where everything sucks. Everything's, expensive, but things are coming down price wise. And, are we at the bottom now? I don't know. Maybe we are, maybe we're not. Quick little super chat from Adrian. We appreciate you, buddy, for giving us a shout out. We appreciate
Adrian's
you.
the guy.
That's right.
So what, has he got a question with it or what?
Nope, just a random comment. Video game controller jumps up and down excitedly. He must like you guys.
That's funny.
So
I'll just add real quick. Anybody that's watching this video is basically smart money, in my opinion.
boom.
Absolutely.
That's right.
It's a good point.
Seriously, I mean, you're learning in the times when people want anything to do with crypto. So definitely smart money, no doubt. Pay attention to it. A quick question, I guess, that I had are, I like to focus on the ISO 20022 compliant coins. We've talked about a couple times on here. I mean, XRP, XLM, XDC, Quant, all that other stuff. Do you guys put any stake in that of potentially changing the SWIFT transaction system across the entire world into these potential coins? I know they're talking about it, but like they've talked about a lot of stuff in the crypto space. So do you put any input into those coins at all?
So, Crypto Dreams, you might want to jump on that. You're pretty good with that stuff.
If not, no big deal. Is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, from a strategic point of view, first of all, you need some regulations, right? We don't even have regulations. When I mean we don't have regulations, obviously we have some type of clarity because it's an asset, right? So there's certain things you need to do as far as taxes and whatnot, as far as property. But what I mean by regulations is like, is this going to be a separate class and regulated separately? Right now it's kind of like the Wild Wild West, a watered down version. It's not a complete free for all because of some of the points I just made, like IRS, you have to pay your taxes if you make a profit on your and whatnot. But I would say it has to mature. The whole space needs to mature first. We need some better clarity in the United States. Also, as far as I mean, there's just so much that just needs to get done before we could kind of talk about the Swift system, but that doesn't mean that this stuff is not getting built out. Normally, what happens is people can't wait on the government, right? So they're going to build out whatever they're going to build out, like XRP. They're continuing to build out. They're continuing to push and push and push, and then they'll have their product ready. And then when the United States decides to get ready, and then they have the regulation and their clarity and how this is going to integrate, with the government, the Treasury and whatnot, you'll see something. Now, also, XRP did have advisors inside the Treasury Department. I don't know if they still do, but I know a few years ago they did. I remember reading that back in 2017-ish. And they're working with many central banks in just around the world. I mean, so will something happen? Yeah, I would say give it 2030, 2035, let things mature a little bit. And before you know it, let this technology kind of get labeled where it needs to get labeled, let it get built out, and then let, these governmental agencies or quasi-governmental agencies will probably start adopting it. And it'll all happen probably at the same time. I'm reading stuff, 2030-ish, give or take 5 years is probably when you're going to start seeing a lot of this stuff. The world that we live in right now is going to be completely different. Imagine you don't have to go to the DMV anymore. You could, like it could just do away with so much stuff and make it more efficient. And they know about this. They're hip to it. So I would be more positive and instead of just optimistic. I would be kind of positive that it's going to happen in some version. What that version looks like, we have no idea right now.
That is 100% true, and I agree with the timeline. So we do have a couple questions that really we wanted to make sure we asked you guys, because we had everybody, commenting to us and letting us know, especially on YouTube, and a couple Joe and I came up with. They're going to be a little bit quicker because we're getting to the end here, guys. So if you're with us, make sure you guys like the video for us. When do you guys think, and I know this is tough, but when do you guys think this actual bear market is going to end? You could start seeing some sort of reversal into some sort of bull market. What do you guys think about that right now?
And this is financial advice from you guys. So if you want to
please
sue these guys, sue them.
Yes.
Sue the crap out of them.
Liquid's real name is Liquid.
Liquid, you want to go first on this one, or you want me?
Yeah, sure. So not financial advice.
Oh, okay.
But I would say the day when you see everything is just so sad and so depressing, and maybe it could be right now, when there's no hope left for crypto, that's probably the bottom. And when CNN says it's dead and then CNBC says it's dead, that's basically probably the last day when that's the bottom. Whenever they're basically saying it's done for, then when they start preaching it again, just make sure we're dumping it on everybody.
that is actually one of the best explanations I've ever heard. Jim Cramer did say you better watch out, it's going to zero.
Yeah, it might be now.
Yeah, I actually one of my coins was actually featured on CNBC. It was Tezos, and it literally was the all-time high, and they showed it on CNBC, and I was like, oh, here we go, that's basically done. And that was the high, all-time high, and that was it.
Shit out of this.
It was actually featured on the ticker.
That's hilarious. Crypto Dreams,
what do you got, buddy? Crypto Dreams?
All right. I think we will see a bull market again, probably sometime at the end of 2024, maybe early 2025. I think you have probably at least, what's this, 22, 23, maybe like another year and a half of accumulation. You will probably have some, some fluctuation there, where maybe you can make a little trade or whatnot. Crypto is not just isolated from everything else. You have to look at all the other traditional markets, all the macro and whatnot. There's still so many, potential black swan events and whatnot. So all this stuff needs to play itself out. Also, we don't know how these rate hikes, how they're going to affect everything. Normally, it's kind of like an aircraft carrier trying to stop. It doesn't stop on a dime. So by the time they say they rose the interest rates too much, or maybe they just decide they're going to raise the capital requirements for banks to suck out liquidity, there's so many different factors. But just generally speaking, from kind of what I've been hearing out there and kind of observing, it just kind of makes sense, right? There's a couple of things that always happen in these cycles from what I was observing. So you have a presidential election in 2024. Okay, so that's going to be a big one. You also have the halving that's going to be in roughly March or April, unless it's changed in 2024. It might change a little bit, through days or whatever. So you got those two things. Also, like to Liquid's point, when there's not enough pain right now, so when everybody I remember last time in the last bear market, Bitcoin died like 13 times or something. So I think I heard it like once or twice so far. So I really think like if you look at the Wall Street cheat sheet, we're probably still on our decline before we just hit the floor where it just stays there forever and it doesn't move and it looks like it's never going to come back. So I would a good stab at it. I would say a good pivot, a real pivot, and a reversal of the interest rates and maybe something going on with Russia. Maybe some changes in that scenario for the better. I would say 2024 mid to end is probably going to be the beginning, and then So
And I would add when the market finally comes back, hopefully, and your friend's grandmom asks you how to buy Doge, you better sell everything you got and get out the market.
Yeah, that is so true. So we do actually have a couple comments that we need to read. Cody's comment was great, so I think we just need to read it.
Yeah, it says USDC now stably USDS in the near future. I'm betting on a Christmas pump, which I actually looked back the last couple of years. There's always a bit of a Christmas pump. So
a little bit.
Something to pay attention to there. And he said, and the tether fallout is going to happen. Take profits, then reinvest during the big black swan event. Not financial advice, of course. Never quit agreed with that. And Justin Clark saying there's plenty of time to DCA, invest. You're going to have a lot of time left in the market, and it's going to be down. It's going to be doom and gloom. Put money into it. You'll make some money in the future.
All right. So we are officially here with two of the OGs of crypto. And if they're still in it at this point, that means we're on to something, right? So here's what we've got for you guys. The number one question we've all been waiting for. I don't know about the number one, but an important one. And the final one. What are some low cap gems you all are looking at? Absolutely not financial advice, and they can do their own research just like we have. But give us a little snippet of what you guys are looking at in the next bull run to really take off some exact projects. Give us each one if you got one.
Yeah, I'll go first. So I've had about 5 or 6, 700, 600 X's, and my one that I want right now, hopefully, is CKB, Nervos Network. The problem is it's stuck on Voyager.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, join the club with that, brother.
Yeah,
we feel your pain there. We got lots of VeChain stuck on there.
And a really quick synopsis of that, Liquid. Why CKB?
Just the team. You got the guys from Ethereum's on there, one of the original guys. The team, they're like the GitHub. They update that thing every day. They got I think it's one of the banks of China. I think China owns like 10% of the bank, owned by the Bank of China. They got tons of money. They got the funding to last a long time, and the coin is sub pennies right now.
That's good to know. And Crypto Dreams, what you got? What you looking at, my man?
I like to spread the risk out a little bit. So I'm looking at I'm into some Bitcoin. But my Bitcoin play is something like with an idea of 15 years or so. So I have an iTrust Capital account, so I'm allocating resources to that.
Oh, nice.
I like a lot of the top 50. I really think Matic will have a 10x, for example. Like I said, I like ETH. I think ETH is going to do really well. Obviously, that maybe is like my 10x plays. My Bitcoin, like I said, all-time highs or whatnot. It's always good to just have at least one Bitcoin, if not more, However, if you're dealing with, a small amount of cash, for example, non-financial advice, but you want to try to get those $100,000, and whatnot, I'll just go back and digress to the metaverse. I think Sandbox is going to do really well. This last bull market, we saw Sandbox around 50 cents and then go all the way up to, I believe, around $9. So I think you'll see something like that again, but you'll probably see it go well past that because a lot of those metaverse platforms are getting built out. I do like Gala. If Gala is around 2 cents, 2.5 cents ish, again, can it go back up to its all-time high of roughly 70 cents? it was just the hype train is what brought it to 70 cents. So how about, all these, good features are getting built out. I like to stick around the metaverse and do your research and find out, what's the war chest looking like, what's the games looking like. I do like Sea Wars, Cryo Wars. That's like a penny right now. That thing when it first came out was like $5. Even Epic Prime, there's a few there. And my strategy for the metaverse is I kind of like to mimic Alex Becker. He's been extremely accurate in a lot of this stuff, and he's like the metaverse degen there. So when you start seeing, Bitcoin stabilize and start going up, then there's a cascading effect. And then the full hype train comes in, that's where some of these micro caps, could go up these 100Xs or whatnot. Similar, to what we saw in the beginning of 2021. We saw Voyager go from, a penny, 2 pennies to $7. You saw Hex go way up there, stuff like the V Change, go up there, one Harmony token, so that type of thing. But yeah, I'm kind of sticking around the metaverse.
Those are good plays. Yeah, someone was asking, no mana. Yeah, I do have a little Decentraland actually. That's one of my only holdings in the metaverse. Other people are saying Arc Block, ABT, LCX. Justin Clark says CKD, which is super cheap right now, 88. Hits us right in the heart there. Says Sologenic will be a big winner. Well, we agree with you. We're big solo guys. I know Cody, who's in the chat as well, huge solo guy. Absolutely loves it on the XRP ledger. Yeah.
If I could just throw one more out there, I believe the symbol is LCX. So when Liquid and I found Voyager and the platform and everything, we liked the features. It was, pretty decent, user friendly and whatnot. So LCX does have exposure in the United States. It is an exchange. As far as I know, has regulatory clarity for the token. The head is used to be the prime minister of, I guess, Luxembourg, if I'm saying that right. Maybe Liquid, you can help me out with that if I'm wrong. But it just seems like a pretty. Oh, say that again.
Luxembourg, right, or something. I might be saying it wrong too.
I don't know if it was Luxembourg or it's one of those small countries over there. But what was interesting was
Liechtenstein.
Liechtenstein. That's right.
There you go.
But it has good features like Voyager had good features, and they're continuing it, to make it more user friendly and whatnot. And I'm just thinking, going forward. With all these exchanges completely, just disappearing, only the ones that, have the financial wherewithal, have maybe regulatory clarity and more transparent and running their business the way they should be running their business, not, shadow, not like, if they run in the shadow, I think like they're going to benefit from all this drama that we're seeing. And I do think there's going to be more exchanges, coming down the pike, being insolvent. I think there's going to be, a lot more pain to come, but I think that would be one exchange that, might benefit. So it might be a good play. I think it's like 4 cents right now, the token. So
if you don't mind, I'll throw another lotto. It's a real big lotto play. I actually, full disclosure, I own it. It's DCIP. It's like a millionth of a penny. If you guys are interested, it's a lotto play though.
Where do you buy it at?
It's on Binance. And it's like point with like 12 zeros or whatever it is. But I bought it last year. I put a nice amount of money, and I made like a 200x, and then now it's back where I paid almost. So it's back where I bought it.
Yeah. Don't forget the hype train though. The hype train for those lotto wins, man.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Well, I tell you what, guys, this was phenomenal.
Awesome.
I mean, we are an hour in, and I have learned more about crypto than I think I've learned since I've been in it the last 2 years.
That's right.
And so, I mean, I don't know what you guys all in the chat, but go give them a subscription. Go subscribe to their channel, Crypto Dreams. You've got Liquid. They are bringing you awesome content all the time. And also the Crypto Boys. You could subscribe to us too. That would be really nice. Well. Any parting thoughts for us guys before we kind of get you guys out of here? And then Joe and I got to go work out. We got to go burn some calories.
That's right.
But what do you guys got for us before we get out of here? Crypto Dreams or Liquid, you guys take the stage.
Yeah, I'll just jump in. So basically, hope for the best and expect the worst.
There you go.
That's
Simple.
simple.
Love
this
it.
man's not many words, but he's got it down.
Crypto
Don't.
dreams.
I would say don't get discouraged, even if you lost money. Don't lose your faith in crypto. This is a very early baby stage in this technology. It's like the car, right? If you had a good horse, would you get rid of the horse for the car? This is kind of where you're at right now in crypto. You are so early. You are extremely intelligent, especially right now. If you can just be here right now, in the bear market, it's insane how smart you are. Don't let other people discourage you. Don't let other people tell you, just put you to stray. If your research tells you to buy a certain type of crypto, have faith in yourself, have faith in that project, and hold it until it makes you your hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. Non financial advice, but just listen to yourself and don't give up hope. And don't listen to all the BS that's out there. There's so much BS. You're going to lose so much money if you believe into all the crazy, stupid stuff that people tell you. Just follow the facts, have faith in yourself, and see it through until the goal was achieved. That's the best thing I could say.
Excellent. Absolutely loved it. Here you guys heard some awesome knowledge, wisdom. We appreciate you guys for being on, of course. But that's it. That's all we got for today. So we appreciate you guys. Like I said, go over to their channel. It's in the description below. Check that out. And as always, thanks for rocking with the fittest crypto channel on YouTube and our buddies. We're out.
Peace.